had it, and his flight got canceled, so he couldn't fly in maybe tonight. So you guys stuck with me again. Pinch pots tonight. Bunch of various pinch pot examples. This guy, I think I showed most of these last week. This one was 2. I think the seam is about here, so the first one was pretty big. And then I just made a little bit of a donut, stuck it on top of there, scratch and slip it together, blend it together, and then you can keep pinching it. Just a good bit thicker when I stuck them together. Once they're together, you can keep pinching them up. This is really nice. This has one of those things on the bottom, and it's just like a platter made from there, and then I think they pinch potted the thing on there and scratched and slipped it in the middle. This guy's super cute, little pinch pot dish with a couple legs. This is one of Anna's pinch pots that she likes to make with her spiraled clay, with a bunch of different colors of clay. Same kind of deal with this. You make the one and then you make another, stick it on. And then you can just cut the hole in the top if you had the hole, or in the middle rather, pretty much like that. Stick it on, and then you can just cut that out of the bottom. Some cute little teacup someone made, pinch pot. Put a little handle on there, super cute. Kind of make something like that, stick a handle on there. A little pinch pot. This one's really nice. I like this one, all the kind of dimensions on it. It's not like that on the inside, so I think she left it thick and then took kind of a bunch of these kind of tools and just hacked off little bits. Yeah, it's really nice. I like that. And then this is just something I quickly threw together for, I don't know, some boring example. And it's exactly what I went for.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll clean up those cracks in a minute.
Yeah.
Right? Something fast. I'll show us with my lumps real quick here. Think about obviously what you want to try and make before you start pinching. If you want to go for something big like that, you could probably use most, if not all, of your clay at once. If you want to go for something kind of small, cute like this, just rip off some kind of chunk like that. You want to start it in a ball. I like to smack my clay into a ball. If you want to roll it, do whatever. Just try and get it into a fairly nice ball if you can. If it has any weird big lumps, bumps, anything like that, you'll have more clay on one side than the other, and it can be a little bit tricky to keep it even as you're rolling it up. Just spend a minute, try to get my ball nice and round. Kind of smacking it, turning it. Just smacking it on one side.
Eliminating air?
No, just shaking it up a bit. I wedged this up, so there shouldn't be any air in it. A bunch of different ways you can start your pinch pot. I like to just start it on the table, because that gives me a nice basis to kind of go on. You want to keep your pinches nice and even going all the way around, that kind of stuff. I like to just start with my pointer finger right in the middle, push straight down to about the middle of the knuckle there. That makes sure that there's enough room on the bottom that I'm not accidentally poking all the way through, and it's not too thick on the bottom where I have to pull a ton of clay up. The first kind of initial pinches you want to do will be at the bottom. That's why I like to just keep it on the table. I will hold it so it's easier to see, right? You want to keep nice and level with the table if you're doing that. Gentle pinch, turn it slightly. Overlap that pinch, slightly, overlap that pinch, overlap that pinch.
Taller.
Exactly.
Very
It's
fast.
taller, it's getting wider, it's getting open. Just make sure that you're doing even pressure and even turns with each little pinch. Right. All the way around. You can swap fingers. You can put your thumb on the inside if you want to and use a bunch of fingers on the outside, whatever's more comfortable. 2 fingers going a bunch, you'll start to wear out the thumb. Right? Swap it out. Just keep in mind, try and keep your thumb towards the bottom, all the way around a few times. Then we'll move up ever so slightly to get that all this section. Pinch, 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 pinch. Eventually, gradually, you'll get more open, taller, skinnier. Pinch, pinch pot examples, like she was able to get really, really thin with that. You can get pretty thin with your pinch pots. They get pretty big, they get nice and light. She probably used a tiny piece of clay for that, right? Something like that gets up quite large, right? So if I just keep pinching this nice and even. And we can use the turntables too. If we want to do something like this, you don't have to keep lifting it up and turning it. And you can, if you want, leave your finger marks on the outside. They leave, again, very nice little markings. They kind of make the glaze move around a little bit over your finger marks, over the gibbets. There's a bunch of pinch pots everywhere, so you guys need to take a look, take a look. Leave this guy like this. Donut to stick on top of them, just because sometimes it's hard to make it tall without making it wide. So if you were starting to like the shape you're on, you just want it a little bit taller, we can make one of these little donuts like this guy. So it starts the exact same, all nice and even. Just flatten it out a little bit on either side. And then instead of stopping, just all the way through the table. A little spin, give it a little wiggle. So now you're making yourself a hole. Stick our finger all the way through there. This is where we're pinching. Same exact thing, it's like that. Just donut. Inches, even pressure. If it's super bumpy on the top, like that's pretty flat, you can probably get away with that. If it's super bumpy, just gently drop it on the table a couple times. Make it easier to stick those two halves together. Down. And same deal with anything else you want to stick together. Scratch and slip. Quickly grab a toothbrush. Our finger works great, or one of these sculpting tools works great as well. Pull some clay over that seam. Put your hand on the inside. You can feel the seam on the inside as well. We'll need to fill that in too. Pull a little bit of clay. Seam. Doesn't look too pretty. Go over it with our sponge. spare doing the inside seam there for now. Fix that later. Everyone's favorite part of pinch pots. You can paddle the heck out of it if you want to. Clean your paddle off. It put like really gross gouges and scratches in your clay. I would hate it if someone didn't clean off. Had all sorts of gross things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take all of my finger marks out. I'm gonna get rid of this little seam here. Just gonna paddle it. My clay's a bit wet in the middle here, so it kind of sticks to the paddle as I smack it. Should okay. Also a good idea sometimes to put your hand on the inside, but I'm going fast, so I'm just spinning it. Takes a little bit. We're just compressing the clay. Getting down a little more. And then obviously if they're kind of tiny, like these little cracks, I wouldn't waste my time paddling them. I'll just take my finger to it. Gently fill those in. Pretty much it. Try to make sure that it kind of sits straight if you want to. Paddle the top down. Flip it over. Bottom if you want.
Yeah, doing that long enough, it would be really smooth, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. And also, I didn't bring any, but you can use the rubber ribs to kind of wipe down the whole thing and get that pretty smooth as well. This is what Anna does to kind of get all her shapes and smoothness. Like if you spent time, it's kind of tricky. You can literally completely reshape this. Like I could make this square if I wanted to.
Oh, I see, so that's where you make the top. I
Exactly,
see,
right?
okay.
So she just spends time at whatever angles,
Yeah.
all the way around.
How would you make it more, like, bigger on the outside?
Like come out more?
Come out like a, I'm thinking of a last week.
Or more bulbous a little bit?
Yeah.
I would kind of start that more while you're making it,
Oh, I see,
right?
yeah, okay.
But you definitely can, right? Kind of get it down a little bit.
I see.
No, widen it a
Yeah,
smidge.
yeah, yeah.
Also, kind of stretch it out in the middle from the inside. Come on a bit more. Just gently re-paddle it. Also, make sure this guy's nice and centered. Kind of just spin it. Also brought some knives. We want to make sure that this sits flat. I like to find something I can rest on that's a pretty good height for where I want to be cutting. No. Okay. So make sure that your piece is more centered. Keep moving your knife back and forth. I like to just kind of tap this here so so I can rest my hand, keep my knife at the same level, and just score a line carefully around the whole thing. Score it a few times. Each time. You don't really have to do this. Sometimes it's easier to even the top out if you have a bunch of clay on one side and you don't have on the other. Scoring a tiny bit each time. The clay doesn't kind of buckle. Up. A little bit straighter on the top there. Use our sponge. I also have a ton of clay in my walls here, so I'm probably just going to keep pinching this, get it a little bit taller. And I'm going to make another lid like that. The lid, I didn't do a pinch pot, I just cut a circle out of a flat piece of clay slab, and probably something like that. And then I rested it over one of these. I just put a little loop-de-doo handle on it. That's pretty much the pinch pot. Draw on these if you want, put little handles on them if you want. The stamps are a little bit tricky to get on because you have to roll them on because it's a round piece, obviously. But we can try those as well if you would like. Pretty much it. Take a few minutes, think about what you want to try and make. Find your clays in the middle there.
I think the biggest thing is how much clay to use for your piece. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
knowing
Kind of
how
think
much-
about it. If you want a hand, you know, I want it a
Yeah.
little this big, that size, maybe this wide.
These are all the same.
I'd like
Yeah.
to thank Process Art Discovery for coming to our studio and showing the world what our studio and clay is all about. And we really appreciate all the work that you have done.